Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing more Two Falls. Things seem to be building up to a head in the trading post, so I'm interested to see where that goes. Although I think we're going to be starting off with Maikan, I'm not sure. It falls into little pieces. That sounds about right. Let's get started. Okay, L'Allemand Brebeuf trading post, we're there. Toussaint Day, moments after telling Taham Westasta the truth. Wonder what his reaction's going to be.
All of you, calm down! You wonder what the... Hey, keep in line!
Is this what it come to, Augustin? We don't bend the knee, so you have us poisoned?
Tehan, I assure you, this is a grave misunderstanding. Nothing more.
He's
Tell
lying.
your men to calm down.
Ha cuentito! I am through hearing you pretend to be innocent, you murderer! Jeanne told us everything!
She what?
Yeah,
Do
screw
you
you guys.
realize what you've done? What God will do to you for betraying me?
I'm not afraid of your threats.
You don't scare me, Father.
We want justice, Augustin! Taiwan!
You
Taiwan!
scum!
Taiwan!
Seize her!
Taiwan!
No! Put me down!
Jeanne! Albert! Let her go! She's...
Stay out of this, Tehan! This ain't your problem. This is between her and... Ah!
Capitan! You better not hurt that dog. No, no, don't you dare.
No! Captain!
Oh my god!
Jeanne, you know! Stop!
Oh, Capitan!
No, boy, please, get up!
Kill him!
Come back! All of you!
Outrageous!
Fire!
That's his stop!
It's okay, boy.
Itaratas!
I've got you.
Maybe he's not dead.
Don't let her get away!
Just hang on.
Save the puppy!
What you've done, girl! And he will make you pay!
So things happened. You bet that Capitan better not be dead, that's all I can say. It would majorly affect my enjoyment of the game were that to be so.
Come on. Quit lagging behind.
Come on, Pierre. We've got a dog to
How
save.
much longer till the poste de traite?
Not far now. Just gotta get past these hills.
We're probably going to see like the smoke on the horizon.
I'd kill a man for a warm bed right now.
I'd worry more about Jeanne if I were you.
Well, ain't much we can do for her. Other than hope she's there. Same goes for that wolf pelt.
Now that might be a problem.
Wait. Is that
What are we looking at?
the winter spirit?
Where?
Hey, where are you going?
You go ahead. I'll catch up.
Okay, I mean, I guess he's seen the water really frozen over and he's assuming it's here, perhaps? Not too sure. Yeah, well, let's proceed along the river. Maybe that's where we go. And this is this weird sort of mist,
The mist.
stroke light,
Is it guiding me?
maybe. I think we also need to remember that just as Jeanne was a slightly unreliable narrator at the beginning, like with the how Pierre first appeared almost werewolf-like and the forest being very hostile and muted colours, that Maikan might well be an unreliable narrator in the same way as it comes to maybe his thoughts on the winter spirit and that sort of thing. It's going to be interesting to see where that goes anyway.
This is worse than ever.
Like, it might just be a very bad
Like,
winter.
the closer we get to that poste de traite, the more it lashes out. I need to warn Pierre.
Where's Pierre? Should we go back? Or is he going to meet us? I can't see him up there, so I presume he's gonna just go round and meet us at the top.
Maikan, get the fuck over here! Holy shit!
Right, okay.
What in the... How? How did this happen?
Who cares? If Jeanne's in there with the fur.
Look! Outside the camp!
That was her. I could recognize her from this distance.
We need to get down there and help. Fast!
How do we get down?
Right, lead the way.
Go, go, go. Worlds are starting to collide a little bit here. Oh, pardon my dog. He's not an English shepherd, but he's a little accent.
Hey, we need...
They're going to recognize each other, I hope so.
Maikan, is that you? Wait, you know this guy?
He's a friend. I'll explain later. Right now, we need to put out that fire.
No, it's too late for that. Just gather survivors and tend to wounded. I can't handle them alone.
Yeah, no shit.
I'll take care of the traitors. You two, help the Wendat! Thank you. Hurry, Maikan!
Let's go!
Keep it together, man. We need to get you out of here.
Come back, please! Let it go!
What's wrong with him?
I'm not sure. He was running a fever before getting these burns. But when we put snow on them... You were trained by a medicine man, right? Tell us what to do.
I don't know. I think he's in thermal shock, but Great-grandfather never taught me how to handle this. If I make a mistake, I could kill him.
Doing nothing kills him too.
Gotta take the risk, I think.
Boil water for tea and mash red berries with bear lard. That should help with fever and infection. You, mix the rest with beaver oil and crushed fur. Apply it like salve once his burns are clean, and hope for the best. I can't guarantee it'll work, but...
Help me! Someone was still inside? Come on!
It's probably the priest.
Lord! You cannot do this!
You!
Not to me! Tehran! You spawn of Lucifer! Do you realize what you've done?
What I've done? You brought this on yourself, and I should let you burn for it.
What are you doing? We need to save him.
No, we don't. There is no understanding men who only want to break us. And our people won't know peace until we're rid of him for good.
Yeah, I think, I mean, both of these are save him, aren't they? But, go with this one.
Leave this man to die, and you'll be the same as him. A person ruled by fear and hate who thinks some lives matter less than others. And that is not what you stand for. I know it isn't. You told me you wanted to stand tall for the sake of Wendat and white men.
I'll lift the beam. You drag him out.
Right.
What are you doing? Get away! I don't want your pity!
Trust me. I'm on your side. See?
How? How dare you! You stole it. I know you stole it! And you will die for your sin!
Maybe we should let him there.
Get out of there!
Oh.
I learned a hard lesson that night. No matter how hard I try, no matter how good my intentions, some people cannot be saved by understanding alone.
I mean, I can't say you didn't deserve it. And we did try.
Why? The bleeding won't stop.
Oh, Capitan!
No! No, 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 no!
We need to save this dog.
Please
That is
stay
top
away.
priority.
I need you. Lord, I'm begging you. Don't take him. I can't do this alone. I'm here, boy. It's okay. I'll be here. Till the end.
It's going to be too traumatic. Too traumatic if we can't save this
I
dog.
tried. But they won't save him.
Come on, we must be able to do something.
Just breathe.
I don't think I'll be able to forgive the game if Capitan dies.
We're safe. You can rest.
Oh, is there anything we can do? Just comfort him, I suppose. Not happy about this. Maybe Maikan's gonna come to the rescue.
Qui peut voir la nuit sans étoiles et qui peut quitter son ami sans verser de larmes. Je peux voir le soleil la nuit. Je peux voir la nuit sans étoiles, mais ne peut quitter mon ami sans verser de larmes. Je peux faire de la voile sans vent. Je peux ramer sans rame, mais ne peux quitter mon ami sans verser de larmes.
Oh, don't know what to say, really. I'm not happy about that. I'm hoping that he's not dead. Right, anyway. Two Falls, episode 7, Nishu Takawachina. Longmont Brebeuf trading post, the morning after the fire. I actually had to pause the game just then and sit there for a few minutes just contemplative. I don't like dogs dying in games or films or anything really. Real life, particularly not. So yeah, I'm not thrilled about that, if I'm honest. I mean, obviously, you know, it's for an impactful story, but yeah, I wanted Capitan to make it. Hopefully he did.
What now?
Who knows? Maybe he did. If he did, I'm going to be one happy, boring dad, I'll tell you that. But let's dive in. I think this might be the final chapter, so we'll probably play out the game from here. And see where things end up. What have we got? We've got the Wendat here. Like they're preparing to move on, perhaps.
Oh. Shirasko I Jeanne and Innu.
Yatarondon, Maikan. Deawesquak. Attendion Rashondia.
Are we supposed to be talking to them, or? Hey, Tehan, we talking? Anything to say to me? Alright, guys. What should we do? There's... Who's that over there? Might be Pierre? Let's go to these guys here, though.
Is this seriously all that's left? Christ. How the hell do we start over from this?
Despair brought traders in Wendat closer together than ever before. I hope the peace would last this time.
Cut you down where you stand. Okay, what we
How
got?
many lives defiled just like the White Wolves for the sake of that scorched horde? And even if the animals were treated with respect, all that remained of those hunts, that commerce, those hard-forged bonds, was ruin.
It's all because of that priest trying to poison people. I wasn't going to let that stand. Although it's interesting, I mean, you'd have to play it, I guess, to see if it plays out differently. But if I had to hazard a guess, I would say that maybe Tehan and the Wendat find out through other means about what's going to happen, and they blame Jeanne as well. Like, it kind of ends up in the same place, is what I would think is probably... Let me go down here and see if there's anything down here. It's probably what happens, but I don't know. Might play out completely differently, depending on your choice. It'd be interesting to see that. Don't think I could play through Capitan coming to an end another time, though. It was hard enough the first time round. Alright, what do we got here?
The remains of their settlement didn't look like a lost home, but the bones of a beast that fed on greed.
Alright, who's over there? Can't tell from here. I think it might be Florent and somebody.
He wanted to be a dad, Flora, more than anything in the world. But all I did was call him a drunk. And now, God damn it. Pourquoi lui?
It's not your fault, Christophe. He's in a better place now.
Someone dragged the priest off.
The sick Wendat, Saranès.
Damn, I mean, at least we tried.
His injuries overnight. I just hope my attempted remedy did something to ease the pain. We'll bury you properly soon. May your journey back to Mando be safe.
Yes, the theme here is one of tragedy bringing people closer together. I'll again towards at the end of the episode, probably at the end of the game now. I'll read any remaining codex entries I've not read yet. Oof. Okay. Probably finding that the priest looks like he's been dragged off, so I guess we're after
The man
that.
in the black robe. He's missing.
Also no sign of Pierre or Jeanne. Okay, he's gone that way, but what's up this way?
What? You here to tell me Bernard's dead? Get the hell out of here. He's just hurt. He'll wake up any minute now. Has to wake up.
His crazy eyes. You know, it's kind of all on you, don't you guys? So, okay, so there's quite a way to go up here. I'm gonna keep going. We might all end up in the same place. Just a longer route round. Maybe. It's going to be a long way back if not. Probably get under there though. Nope. Dead end. Okay. Well, it won't take too long to run back. I just wanted to see if there was anything to discover up here. Doesn't seem like there is. Man, I'm really bummed out. Because of Capitan. I mean, if he is dead, in a way I'm a little annoyed at kind of the shorthand of, you know, really upsetting people through killing a dog, even if it's a completely fictional one. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. Find it quite upsetting.
Is someone there? Pierre? I had to find the one who did this. He robbed this man, just like the wolf. What kind of mentor defiles his brother instead of burying him? What are you doing?
Crap. Look, this ain't what it looks like, all right? I was only gonna...
What? Keep quiet and hope I never found out? Just like you lied about butchering that white wolf.
How the hell do you know about...
I knew from the start, Pierre. I just wanted to believe I was wrong.
So, what exactly is going on here? He's dragged the priest's body off. Was he taking his shoes or something, or just robbing him? Like he did with his hunting partner? But where does all like the winter stuff come in? Like the guy was like basically frostbitten to death, wasn't he? Previously? I'm sorry for the lag. I might actually... it's like it's speeding up a little bit. I'm wondering if I might pause and wait for stuff to sort itself out, but I think it's okay. How could you do this?
How can you disgrace the remains of your own kind? Disgrace anyone's remains? And why would you hide the truth?
'Cause I knew you'd react this way.
How else am I supposed to react? I tried so hard to make you understand us. I taught you stories, principles, the value of life. And now what? You throw those teachings away because they're inconvenient?
You're goddamn right I am. First off, you shouldn't care what happens to this filthy rustler. And I'm doing this because I need to, not because I want to. The only way to survive at a time like this is making the most of what death leaves behind.
That's your excuse for debasing
Like a morbid
corpses?
womble.
What do you mean, excuse? Leaving this guy and his shit to rot would be worse! Don't you Innu live by that whole waste-nothing rule?
It's got a point.
I mean, goddamn. Say what you mean, and tell me what's so wrong with staying alive!
Survival is not the issue here. It's the fact you do so without any respect for the fallen!
Yeah? Well, respect ain't worth squat if it kills you.
Excuse me?
In a perfect world, we'd be treating every stinking corpse like the second coming of Christ. But fact is, if you die caring for the dead, you can't do sweet fuck all for the living. So, you better face reality and get your priorities straight. Or, you'll be burying Innu instead of saving him. Now piss off and let me work.
Sometimes protecting our people means learning to understand, not learning to fight.
I mean, we've done all this, like, you know, trying to build bridges with Pierre, so I think we should, we'll continue to work on him, I think.
Can I say one last thing? I think I finally know why we struggle to see eye to eye. I have a community to return to. A place to call home, like my ancestors did. But you don't have that. You have no one to count on but yourself. And I know just how difficult it can be to survive that kind of solitude. That's why, even if I don't approve, I know you have reasons for doing this. Besides, my people take things from the dead too. I know it's necessary for survival.
Then why throw a fit when I do it?
Should we reference the flying canoe that he said?
Do you remember that story you told me? About those men who hunted without end? If all of us behaved like them, always wanting more, never saying enough, eventually, this land will have nothing left to give anyone. And if the only future we can look forward to is bleak, barren, hopeless, what are any of us surviving for? This is why my people call life sacred and honor every part of it. Respect is what turns the wilderness into our home, into a future worth preserving. Treating it like an enemy to defeat the way you do, that only destroys it.
So, why waste your breath on me, if I'm the problem?
We can't go back to the days before white men arrived, or reverse damage that's already done. But we can find ways to share this land, to protect it, side by side. But we'll only achieve that through mutual understanding.
You really think trusting me after all the shit I pulled is the right call?
Maybe not. But I want to trust you. I want to give you another chance. Though, I'm not as wise as Chakapesh, or my great-grandfather.
Neither am I. But if you're giving me that kind of trust, I don't want to waste it. You're a better friend than I deserve, kid.
For a moment then, I felt it. The power I had to make a difference. And I felt that, too. Pierre? Do you see that?
See what?
I need to make sure of something. I'll only be gone a second.
Sure.
I kind of want to see where this winter spirit thing goes. Hopefully there is a payoff for it.
What's
That's
that?
Jeanne. Come on, let's go.
It can't be. Right there, at the end of the path, when I thought I'd lost everything.
That's how I met you.
No.
I'm sorry I couldn't help you bury him.
I'm the one who should be apologizing. I mean, the stuff I put you through, without realizing. I was so stupid, and stubborn, and short-sighted, and I never wanted it to end this way.
You did what you had to do. We both did. I just wish I knew what we had to do now.
Isn't this the wolf you've been chasing?
Yeah, but I kept hoping this one fur would fix everything the white men did. And I'm not sure if it's that simple anymore. I'm surprised you kept it all this time.
Even if it got me into trouble, it let me feel connected to God in a way. But in the end, I don't think he ever listened. And for all I know, he never has.
I'm legitimately upset that Capitan's dead.
I wish you two could have met.
Me too. He sounded like a good friend.
Hey, do you have any idea how we're supposed to move past all this?
Not anymore, no. But I think we should start by going back.
He was a good boy.
What's wrong?
It's him. You said he died, but I wasn't expecting to see him like this.
I'm sorry, Jeanne.
It's true.
I swear I did what I could, but I couldn't help a man who refused to meet me halfway.
No, it's not that. I almost killed people because of him. I couldn't just sit there and let Tehan suffer, but what if he was right? What if this really is God's punishment for my betrayal? Maybe I never should have had faith to begin with. In him or in God.
What do you mean?
I lied, sinned, rejected doctrine, used God as a tool.
I feel like I made her quite
so what's
manipulative,
the point of
so that's
believing any
interesting.
of this? If all it does is ruin lives.
Listen, My people passed their beliefs on to me as well, and I treasure those beliefs dearly. So I know how hard it can be to stay true to them when they're put to the test. Because beliefs, they change us. They can color the way we think, limit our perspectives, make us lose sight of what matters. And yet, I don't think that means your faith, any faith, is fundamentally wrong. Even if your faith's convictions led you astray, they gave you reasons to keep fighting too. I know that, because it was the same for me. And it's why Tehon Wastasta keeps saying he'd rather struggle than suffer doing nothing. So, if those convictions are why both of us are standing here, I can't truly call them evil.
Then, you don't think I should cast him aside?
I don't know. It's not my choice to make. I just think beliefs should inform who we are without dictating who we have to become. So even if you cast aside faith, never cast aside the courage and the compassion that it taught you.
I really wish Father Augustin had been more like you.
Seems they started recovering supplies.
Want to give them a hand?
No offense, but I don't think I'll be comfortable around that many outsiders.
Is that because you think we're irredeemable or something?
Worse, I think you're complicated. Every time we're about to see eye to eye, or realize we're not so different, something seems to go wrong. And I'm left wondering if understanding is just some naive dream. There are exceptions, obviously, but still.
Hey, you Saint! Quit dicking around and help us out!
I just can't get over the fact everything is changing because of them. I know they're here to stay. That we need to learn from each other, find new ways to coexist. But how do we move past this, when every new path we've tried so far keeps ending in failure?
I'm not sure I'm the right person to answer that. But you may already have an answer, standing right in front of you. No matter Pierre's mistakes, you kept believing he could be better. And little by little, those second chances are what helped him grow as a person. If you can do something like that for someone like him, who says you can't do the same with them?
Because a child like me won't succeed where even Tehon Wastasta failed. Besides, Pierre is just one person, an exceptional one at that. And the others may not want to learn from us the way he did. I keep wishing that I'd never chased the White Wolf's killer. Maybe then I could keep believing an open mind is all it takes, instead of realizing how powerless I really am.
I know how you feel. Part of me still regrets boarding that ship back in La Rochelle. But regret can find you on both sides of the ocean. And staying behind would have only made things worse for both of us. If I hadn't come to the New World, I never would have learned how to survive on my own. Tehon would have never told me what his people went through, or what men like Augustin did. But brutal as those lessons were, I'm wiser for learning them. And so are you. If you'd never left your home, you never would have seen what things are really like out there. You never would have learned French from Pierre, or the importance of understanding from Tejon. You wouldn't be ready to face the future, the way you are now. So even if there are unresolvable differences between us, we can't let them stop us from changing the things we can change.
How, then? How do we change the right things without changing who we are? What we believe in?
Embrace change.
Out there, everyone has to adapt if they want to survive. But adapting doesn't have to mean sacrificing the things that define us, either. It's like, deer don't stop being deer just because they shed their antlers, right? Our peoples didn't make it this far by giving up, and neither did we.
You know, this may not sound like a compliment, but you remind me of my great-grandfather. You spoke to Pierre?
Yeah. He agreed to take me to Quebec, just like he promised. It'll be nice to travel with him again, I think. Besides, he knows I'm more than dead weight by now. How about you? Back to Totuskak?
Mm-hmm. First, I helped the Hoastasta's group with reparations, and then... well, I'll admit, I'm still not sure what to do about the Winter Spirit's grudge. But I won't let that stop me from finding a way forward. For all of us.
Hey, if this is goodbye, then... I think you should take it with you.
But that's... I don't know how I could repay you for...
You already have.
I can't begin to tell you how much this means to me. So, I just hope this somehow makes for...
Now, that was an
trade.
optional find. We didn't need to
You
find this
kept
cross
it.
to proceed, so that's
All this
kinda cool.
time.
I know you might not believe in what this symbol represents anymore. But I have faith you'll find your way out there, no matter which path you choose to take. So, promise me you won't be afraid of change either, all right?
I promise.
Throughout history, indigenous nations across Canada have been subjected to countless colonial abuses and cultural genocide from European outsiders. The ripples of these atrocities can still be felt today. However, hopes to achieve true reconciliation persist, with activists enacting meaningful change upon our world. This project was made possible thanks to the collaboration between indigenous voices and creators from outside cultures. We hope it will encourage others to cooperate, communicate, and expand their knowledge in the same way. Thank you for playing. Shinash Kumitin? Probably. The Innu word for thanks. Apologies for my pronunciation. I wonder if I'll get the chance to click on the codex again. But that does seem like that was it. So I'll do my outro. So yeah, I mean, enjoyed it. It's an interesting story, an educational one as well. It's a part of world history that I'm not even remotely familiar with, I would say. So learning a lot about, kind of the meeting of two cultures, the difficulties, the attempts to understand and work together in some regards, but not always going the way everyone might hope. So yeah, no, I found it interesting. I mean, I'm still absolutely gutted that Capitan died. I'm having a hard time moving past that. But anyway, I'm going to see if... so I'm going to skip and just see if I can get to the codex entries again. Here we go, review codex. Let me read some of those that came up towards the end there. I'm pretty sure I read these. Yeah, okay, so the ones I don't think I've read... I will do Capitan. Though I've obviously missed a fauna somewhere, which is interesting. I think I read rabbit. And pumpkins. I didn't read probably Tucson, and I think I read that one. I don't think I read bear traps. I'm probably okay for that. What else do we have under Maikan? So we had. Let's read the I'll read the Winter Spirit one last. Why don't we go with funeral rites? We Innu are not only born from the womb of our mothers, but the womb of Mother Earth, and in death we return to her. To honour our dead, we wrap their remains in birch bark while our elders chant ritual songs. We dig them graves lined with spruce to protect their spirits from harm and curl them into fetal positions, as they were before birth. We make sure they face west, for that is where they'll journey to reach the world of spirits, and we bury them with belongings to assist on that journey, like hunting knives or tea. We all make the journey eventually, but I'm afraid to return home and realise my people have set off without me. Historical facts. The records of French missionary Jeanne de Brebeuf describe Wendat funeral customs in great detail, citing their mutual reverence for the fallen as integral for building bridges with Europeans. When Wendat were on the verge of expiring, festive farewell feasts were held in their honour. The soon-to-die would deliver speeches to display courage and express love, sometimes singing death chants if they were warriors. After death occurred, mourners would work themselves into a collective frenzy, evacuating as much anguish as possible before elders declared the mourning done. The body was then wrapped in beaver hide and set atop high platforms. Months later, when remains were mostly bones, the dead were cleaned and prepared for burial. Families were given chances to grieve more intimately, and fellow Wendat offered parting gifts. A second feast was held as tribute for the deceased's spirit before placing bones in bark coffins and burying them in communal graves. Right, let's do the Winter Spirit. One year, when great-grandfather was a child, our community was stricken by the worst winter the Innu have ever known. Snow fell before autumn leaves turned yellow, ice tore apart full-grown trees, hardy animals froze to death, and spring arrived at a time we would normally welcome summer. This, the elder said, was the work of the Winter Spirit. Though it is not evil, it is a fierce protector, a trickster who teaches harsh lessons to those who indulge in greed, dare take nature for granted, or believe themselves superior to it. I may have read this bit already, but I think the historical facts will be different. How the spirit will punish these heartless white men I do not know, but the consequences of their actions stand to harm everyone upon this land if nothing is done to right their wrongs. So this is probably the bit that's been added. Featured in countless North American native stories, the Winter Spirit has countless names, many of which are considered taboo. It remains a fascinating example of how indigenous oral myth evolved over time, particularly after the arrival and appropriation of European outsiders. Pre-colonial interpretations frame the spirit as a guardian, attacking those who threaten nature. Later, influenced by European contact, it also defined people possessed by such hunger and greed, subjected to such famine and isolation they developed isolationist, cannibalistic tendencies. Nowadays, westernized pop culture media often frames the entity as a flesh-eating antlered giant, yearning for human flesh. Among Innu, the spirit is named Kachimetchu, a trickster associated with wind, ice, and change, whose presence signifies the consequence of a negative action. It aims to guide people through hardships and towards personal growth, leading them to make decisions that will shape their futures for the better. So there we go. I think we'll leave it there for now. One thing I will say is that I was looking for maybe more of a resolution with that Winter Spirit thing, but it was... because it was hinted at in both Jeanne's and Maikan's narratives, it did feel like there was something there to build towards and resolve, whereas in the end, it didn't really have a payoff. Although it seems like Maikan's going to go off and try to make good on that front. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they could have done it really, because it seemed like they wanted to be fairly true to historical stuff, and obviously that would have taken it down a more mythological route, which perhaps they weren't really looking to do. Although a lot of it did focus on people's beliefs and the nature of that. It didn't really focus on those beliefs necessarily being real, so that would have been a definite direction to take it, I guess. But it was probably one of the aspects that most interested me, kind of seeing where that went, because it did feel like it was supernatural. The way that that first fur trapper that we found was basically like flash frozen. The way that Jeanne did see like the sort of sudden mist arriving, and Pierre did shoot at something, and something did attack him and give him like frostbite. So it did feel like there was something there. But hey, maybe that's all we get. Just a hint that maybe that was real. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm interested to hear. And, any comments on the rest of the game and the narratives and anything that happened. I think I've made my feelings on what happened to Capitan quite plain. I don't ever like that sort of stuff in games. I'm not a fan. But sure, it was genuinely upsetting, and that's probably the mindset they wanted you in as you go into the finale. Quite a sort of high emotion. But yeah, no, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit that thumbs up button one last time. And if you're watching this and not yet subscribed to the channel, if you could do that, that'd be amazing. So thanks very much, and hope to see you else from Boring Dad Gaming for other games and other playthroughs. Bye for now.